I took care of my wife every single day after the accident, fed her, bathed her, turned her when her muscles began to lock from stillness. She never spoke much anymore. The car crash stole that from her. Her smile was all I had left, a faint curve of lips that told me she still knew me, still loved me. At least I thought she did. One afternoon I was cleaning her phone. She couldn't use it, but I kept it charged, just in case. A habit, a ghost of normal life. When I opened the gallery, a voice note started playing. Male voice, deep, confident. I miss you, baby. Tell him it's over. He's too soft to see the truth anyway. The voice wasn't mine. I froze. The room fell silent except for her breathing, slow and shallow in the hospital bed. I replayed it, once, twice. Each word tore through the illusion I'd built, the fantasy of loyalty surviving tragedy. That smile I thought meant love, it suddenly felt like mockery. For hours I sat beside her, phone in hand, staring at the blank screen. The note was time-stamped 1 week before the accident. Her phone had been locked since. The password, the one she never gave me, was suddenly easy to guess. My birthday. Inside were hundreds of messages, hidden folders, photos I'd never seen. Her secret life unfolded like a crime scene. The man from the voice note had a name, Ryan. He called her my forever, my escape, my reason to live. And she called him the only one who sees me. My name appeared only once, in a message she sent minutes before the crash. He's starting to suspect. I'll tell him tonight. She never got the chance. Or maybe she did, and the crash wasn't an accident at all. I remember the night. The way she left after an argument. The way the police said her car veered off the bridge. They called it a miracle she survived. I called it divine punishment. The days after the discovery were quiet, deliberate. I still fed her, changed her, smiled when the nurses came by. Routine is the perfect disguise for rage. At night, when the world slept, I studied. I found Ryan's number, his photos, his address. He lived 3 towns over, divorced, corporate, the kind of man who called love therapy. He didn't know she was alive. He thought she'd died in that crash. I didn't correct his illusion. Not yet. Instead, I began documenting. Screenshots, logs, notes, evidence, not for police, but for her. I wanted her to see what she'd built, what she'd destroyed. During those long nights, I thought about the moment the car left the bridge, the way she must have felt as it fell. Did she think of me or him? Sometimes when she smiled in her sleep, I wondered if she dreamed of him still. A month later, I arranged a visitor's pass for Ryan. I told him I was her brother, that she'd woken up. He came, brought flowers, dressed in guilt. When he walked into the room, her eyes opened wider than I'd seen in months. Her lips trembled, not from paralysis, but recognition. Ryan, she whispered, the first word she'd spoken in weeks. He froze, looked at me, then at her. She began to cry, the kind of cry that comes from shame, not joy. I placed the phone in her lap, the one with all the messages, all the voice notes. Then I looked at Ryan. Do you still miss her? He said nothing, just turned pale, realizing what he'd walked into. Her trembling hand reached for me, but I stepped back. I wanted her to see what silence felt like, the same silence she gave me. The next morning I spoke to the doctor, asked about transferring her to a long-term care facility, somewhere far, quiet, forgotten. She heard every word. Her eyes followed me, panicked. When the papers were signed, I leaned close and whispered, "You wanted a new life. I'm giving it to you. He can visit you there, if he dares." Her lips moved. Maybe she tried to say my name. Maybe, sorry. Maybe, nothing. I left her phone on the bedside table, unlocked. Her truth, her ruin, displayed in plain sight. Let her listen to the echoes of what she'd built. Let her realize that love doesn't die, it decays, slowly, inside the mind of the one who still feels it. It's been 3 months. The facility sends reports. She's stable, quiet, alone. Ryan never came back. He sent one message: "Don't contact me again." I never did. Sometimes I sit in the dark and replay that voice note, not to punish myself, but to remember the exact second I stopped loving her. I used to think betrayal was loud, explosive, but it isn't. It's quiet, like breath fading, like a voice you once loved, saying words meant for someone else. I deleted the recording tonight, not out of forgiveness, but because I've already memorized every word. And that's enough.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.